In this video, I'm going to be cleaning this Mercedes E Class, and I've got a few new products to try that have been kindly sent down for review, so I'll be giving you my honest thoughts on them throughout the video. The first thing I did was mixed up a 25:1 solution of Autoglanz Brute in the IK sprayer and used this to pre-wash the wheels. I also then used that product in the arches to give them a good scrub with the Easy Go brush. And then I used Autoglanz Rebound, which is their dedicated tyre cleaner, to give the rubber a really deep clean. The tyres on this car were pretty dirty, so I did find that I needed a second hit of Rebound in order to prepare them for the tyre dressing. The next product I used was the Fresso Wheel Cleaner, which I have used previously and found to be quite a potent product. It foams up very nicely when agitated, so really does feel quite lubricated on the wheels, making this process safer. The only area that I found that it did struggle to remove all the brake dust was just in the barrel of the wheel, but considering there was particularly heavy build-up in that area that definitely looked like it had been left for a long time, I think the wheels would have realistically needed to have come off and for me to have used an acidic wheel cleaner to get those perfectly clean. There was quite a considerable amount of grime in the door shuts on this car, so I went in with Autoglanz Brute to pre-wash them first. This is a really potent product that works very well at pre-washing the car, but also works quite nicely as an all-purpose cleaner as well, so I got a few different uses out of it on the day. I then went in with the wash mitt and the shimmer shampoo that I'll be using later in the video, and a collection of brushes just to really get into those more intricate areas. The easiest way that I have found of flushing all the dirt and the chemical out of the door shuts once I've finished cleaning them without soaking the interior is just to shut the doors and then run low pressure water through the panel gaps. I also use that mixture of Autoglanz Brute in the IK sprayer to spray down all the dirtiest areas of the car to kick off the pre-wash stage. Once that chemical had been allowed to dwell for a few minutes on its own, I then layered a 10:1 mixture of CarPro Lift over the top of it. Once the pre-wash chemicals had been allowed to sit there for around 8 minutes, I then rinsed them off with pressure and found that they did a really good job at preparing the car for the contact wash. So in the bucket for the contact wash today, I'm using Shimmer's Bubble and Wax shampoo. The dilution ratio for this product isn't listed on the bottle, and I think that could do with being updated, but if you check the website, it recommends to start with around 100ml of product. That is quite a lot of product to be using in the bucket, however I have found that wax-infused shampoos do typically have a less economical dilution ratio. I found that the suds and the slickness were really good at the start of the wash, but the shampoo did need fluffing up again in the bucket with the pressure washer, as the suds did start to go away around halfway through the contact wash. With this type of shampoo, it says it should leave some protection behind, however when I rinsed it I couldn't really see anything happening on the panel. Potentially this might work better as a top-up kind of product, as these panels were totally flat to begin with. I wasn't too bothered though that the product didn't leave any sort of water baby behind, as I was going to be doing a chemical decon on this car, so I didn't really want anything interfering with that process anyway. After I dried the car, I then moved on to the tar removal stage, and for this I'm using Mild Deep's Resolve. This I've found to be quite a potent tar remover. However, there were a few particularly stubborn tar spots on this car that did require 3 hits in order to remove them completely. I then used Garage Therapy's Iron Oxide, which is their iron fallout remover, and it's a bit of a unique product in that you can actually agitate it, which you wouldn't tend to do with most iron fallout removers. And the reason that you can do this is that it does have some elements of the Garage Therapy Decon shampoo built into it to really help to lubricate the panels. So the benefit here is that you do get a deeper clean during this stage. The only disadvantage is that with it being quite a foamy product, it did take longer to rinse than most iron fallout removers, but I do think that's quite a small price to pay to get the most out of this step. Once I'd finished with the chemical decon stages, I did give the car another snow foam using a slightly weaker 1:15 mix of CarPro Lift, just to help remove any residue that might have been left behind by the previous 2 stages. To provide a bit of protection to the alloys, I'm using Shimmer's spray wax, and they do say to ignore the instructions on the bottle at the moment as they're in the process of changing it. This is something that you would use as a spray and rinse sealant. It definitely did leave some level of protection behind, but I would like to have seen it be a little bit more reactive and for the water behaviour just to be a little bit faster. I noticed that the chrome on this car was quite stained, so I did go in with teacup metal polish in order to just tidy that up a little bit, and it did a good job at removing the staining that was on there. The plan was to apply a sealant to all the glass on this vehicle, so I went in first with CarPro Seriglass, which I've used quite a number of times now, and I find it to be very effective at removing any chemical stains or water spots that would otherwise prevent the glass sealant from bonding properly. The only disadvantage I have found of using this product is that it can be a little bit of a pain to remove. So in order to make that process easier, I used Shimmer's glass cleaner, and that did a really great job at helping to remove that residue and leaving the glass squeaky clean and free from any sort of streaks or smearing, ready to apply that glass protection. So here I'm using Shimmer's Glass Wax, which is a sprayable product that they say to apply using an applicator pad, wait for around 8 minutes and then buff off. However, I did find that it flashed off pretty much instantly on its own when I was spreading it, so I did end up adding a really liberal amount onto the glass itself and to the applicator. With it flashing off so quickly, I was concerned that it hadn't really left much behind. However, when I sprayed some water on it, I did notice that it had left some beading and sheeting there. I think this product would probably excel most at being used as a hydrophobic glass cleaner, as it was so easy to use, and I think could do really well to top up sort of existing glass sealants and coatings. To protect the paintwork on this car, I'm using Garage Therapy's Sigma, and this is version 2 of the product. It definitely improves on version 1 in terms of the hydrophobicity, and I do also feel like it's slightly slicker as well. The application process remains the same, so you can spread it with the first microfiber cloth, wait around a minute and then buff it off with a fresh microfiber. And it does add a huge amount of slickness to the panel, which is just really going to help to keep this car a little bit cleaner. I used this on my own car fairly recently and I did just really enjoy the results and thought it would be a great option for this car too. Durability wise, you're looking at around 6 to 8 weeks with this product. It's not as durable as their Garage Therapy ceramic sealant, but it is just a bit quicker to apply. I also gave the door shuts a quick wipe down with High Definition Detail's Quick Slick Detailer, which I can definitely agree lives up to its name. You can just spray it onto the cloth or the panel itself, spread it and then flip the cloth and buff it off, and it's just really quick and easy to use. For the tyres, I went with Infinity Wax's tyre coat, which is definitely up there with one of my favourites, as it leaves a nice satin finish that's not too distracting and is very easy to apply being in a sprayable format.